Aldridge having his injuries, yeah.
So speaking of the Blazers, the team that knocked them out, the Grizzlies, are up 10 on the Warriors right now in the second quarter.
Hmm.
The series is tied, but we'll see how this game plays out. It's hard to pick against Steph Curry and the Warriors, but
Hmm.
I think the Grizzlies are legit this year. They're but they're not going to beat the Warriors. I can't do that. But the Grizzlies are going to put up a good fight. I think you can go 6 games.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's a good. Yeah, I mean, this is a good series. Conley's injury, I think, will, this is definitely hurting the team because Grizzlies, they do have a legit shot. They match up pretty well against. Uh, they match up pretty well against the Warriors now. Conley's a good defender, can go on Curry. Tony Allen can go on Klay Thompson. Both teams really don't. I mean, Harrison Barnes, really, that's their small forward, which is he's okay, but Jeff Green could match up against him. Tayshaun. I'm sorry, why did I say Tayshaun? Draymond against Randolph. You know who's winning that matchup, and Mark. Wow, and Mark against Bogut. I mean, it's a good matchup because that's what the playoffs is about, matchups, and that's pretty good matchup. Matchup wise, it's good. I like that, which is why this is gonna be a good series. But talent, I think the Warriors win.
Yeah, the Warriors. Look, you look at it on paper, the Warriors blow them away.
But it's definitely interesting.
The
It's an
Grizzlies.
interesting, the Grizzlies. It's like this series, like the Grizzlies, they have to win on defense almost. Like their defense is going to win them the game because, and you need to hope that you can stop Steph from shooting because it's almost impossible. It seems like, but if you can stop Steph, you win the series, and
I just
pretty hard.
I honestly have no idea how the Grizzlies do this every year. They come into the playoffs having no shot, and then they win the first round out of nowhere, and then they put up a fight in the second round, and then they get knocked out in like Game 6. They do it every year. I think weren't they the team that knocked out the Spurs as the 8th seed?
Yep.
Yeah. The Grizzlies always do. They always beat OKC. Always. All right. Clippers Rockets. This is interesting to me because the
I
Clippers.
like this series.
I
This is like it's kind of turning into, if you watch, it's kind of like the Clippers. Like, I hate you, you hate me. Like, let's just go at it. It's kind of turning into that. Both teams. I don't think they like each other so much, and you're seeing guys on the Clippers emerging because they know, DeAndre Jordan's getting hack-a-shacked left and right. Chris Paul is kind of injured, so other guys have had to step up. Blake's done pretty good. Blake's doing good, but now you're seeing like JJ Redick scoring like 20+ points now in back-to-back games.
Austin Rivers dropped
17,
25.
25. I mean, Matt Barnes is doing pretty good off the, Jamal Crawford, Matt Barnes doing pretty well. Like, you're seeing guys kind of step up. That's what you want to see, and which is making the series good because I don't think the Clippers. We know the Clippers are a good team, but I don't think people. I didn't think they'd beat the Spurs. I thought the Spurs would win that. I mean, it was close. Went to Game 7. Chris Paul banked a shot in, but I didn't think they would beat the Clippers. Beat the Spurs. The Clippers have always been that team where they do well in the regular season. They have the talent, but they just kind of seem to blow it first or second round. And now they seem to have a good shot of beating the Rockets. I mean, the Rockets. Both these teams are kind of like the clock's ticking on Dwight Howard. The clock's ticking on Chris Paul, and these guys need to win now if they want to win. So it's a good series because both teams are going all out. I'm liking it, and it's a fun series to watch.
All right. Well, first of all, now that you mentioned Dwight Howard and Chris Paul, like the clock ticking, I'm just imagining them both on the Lakers and how different the entire NBA would have been.
Think about it. Dwight Howard, stay on the Lakers. This team would still suck.
Hold on. Can you imagine if that Chris Paul trade, however many years ago, went through?
Think about it. Goran Dragic, I think, would have went to like the Rocket. No, he would have went to the Hornets, I think, or something. There was a weird trade. Powell would have been on the Rockets. Like, it was.
Yes, I remember that.
That was a crazy trade, and David Stern just said no.
Because David Stern owned the Hornets at that point. It was a joke.
It was crazy.
That's why I hated David Stern. Not only
the Hornets got Jack in the next trade, Al-Farouq Aminu,
Eric Gordon. Get Eric Gordon.
You're going to give me Eric Gordon, a guy who's been hurt a million times now, who hasn't played a full season yet for me. You're going to give me Al-Farouq Aminu, who's not even on the team anymore.
Al-Farouq Aminu.
You're going to give me, I think the Austin Rivers pick was included or something like that. Something like
But Austin Rivers didn't turn into anything in New
for
Orleans.
them. He averaged like 2 points a game.
Yeah. It's just a joke. All right. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, the Clippers. Look, I loved the Rockets coming into this year, but the Clippers have amazed me. I think last round they got the benefit of a lot of BS calls against the Spurs, but they've really been playing well. And the more I watch the Clippers, the better I think they are. I think they're going to run away with this series, although I don't know. I went into this thinking the Rockets are a much better team, but I was proven wrong. The Clippers are going to win this. And they will put up a big fight against the Warriors.
I kind of want to see the Clippers go on a run. Like, I want to see Chris Paul. I like Chris Paul. I kind of want to see him, do well. And maybe if they do win this series, and maybe say the Warriors win, it's a possibility they could beat the Warriors.
I'm just waiting for Matt Barnes to just knock someone out. Because you always see these fights in the NBA where they're never actually ready to fight. They just kind of look at each other and wait to be separated. But Matt Barnes is the type of dude who actually wants to hurt somebody.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Matt Barnes has Ron Artest inside of him.
What's the next series have we not talked about yet?
Oh, well, we're going to finish it off on Cavs Bulls. I figured that was the best one.
Cavs Bulls, I want to say best for last. Save the most intriguing for last. Let's go with that. The Cavs, this is tough for the Cavs. I really don't know if they can win it all now. Because Kevin Love, although he did kind of suck this year, he could rebound. And that's what they need in the paint. Mozgov, he's good, but he's not going to do it all. Tristan Thompson gets rebounds, but he can't score. At least Kevin Love could score. And it's really just putting pressure on LeBron. You're seeing there's so many more ISOs to LeBron right now. More than we've ever seen. And obviously Kyrie can take shots. But we're really seeing a lot of ISOs, and which is what we were afraid of. Seeing LeBron in Cleveland. That this happened. You remember this in the beginning of the year. There were a lot of ISOs for LeBron in the beginning of the year, and that's when they were under 500 because they depended so much on LeBron. And once they started, LeBron could kind of pass to guys and get a groove for the team. They were fine, but now they're kind of going backwards almost because Kevin Love got hurt, and depending more on LeBron, which hurt the Heat when they put the Spurs last year, and hurt Cleveland in the beginning of the year. So it's kind of an issue that the Bulls could definitely take advantage of. And especially with the fact that Kevin Love's hurt, Joe Noah can get a rebound, even though he can't score. He'll still rebound. And Taj Gibson can get rebounds too. And also, and also, Jimmy Butler is kind of emerging here. He's kind of showing what he was doing in the regular season, still killing it, I think, in the playoffs, which is great for the Bulls. And, Jimmy Butler, in my opinion, if you're cheering for the team against him, if you're cheering for the team that's playing against the Bulls, you hate Jimmy Butler. The way he scored, just shooting a three right in your face, he's making it, he's driving, making a layup. You just hate Jimmy Butler. And he's a good defender too, so he's annoying you when he gets a steal or makes a good foul. He's just a guy that's annoying on the court.
Yeah, I completely agree. I said from the beginning of this year the Bulls are going to win it all. Joakim Noah, legitimate MVP candidate. He's not going to get it. He didn't get it, but
he's averaging like 2 points a game though right now in the playoffs. He's really not scoring.
He's not scoring.
No, he is using his mouth though against LeBron.
We talk about Derrick Rose all the time. Joakim Noah is the heart and soul of that Bulls team.
I think he is. I think Derrick Rose is now a little bit on the outside. He's kind of getting the fans back though because of these last few games. Now he's kind of making shots, and obviously that buzzer beater was a pretty big deal too. So he's kind of like showing his old self, and he is driving a lot. I mean, if you watch, he's doing what he did when he won the MVP. He drives or does a pull up, or he just drives right to the basket. Take a three every once in a while, but he's not the best of shooters.
Yeah. I don't think the Cavs are going to win another game. I think
this is tough because Kevin Love. I think, and what if Kevin Love leaves? Because this team is gonna. I think they will fall if Kevin Love leaves.
Oh yeah, that Andrew Wiggins trade is completely irrelevant to me now. I didn't think it was a good trade to begin with.
It wasn't in the regular season, but now in the playoffs, it's kind of showing its importance to the club.
Yeah, but now he's going to be gone.
Now you kind of see, wow, this guy kind of was pretty important to the team. He didn't show in the regular season, but now, a guy who got rebounds and could score when you need him to score, you're kind of missing that. Because Tristan Thompson, I think Tristan Thompson is the most frustrating dude to watch. He cannot score for anything. He can get rebounds. He gets 1,000,000 rebounds, but he can't make any shot. You see him, he'll get a rebound, he'll miss the layup, tip it in, miss. He just can't score, and it's so frustrating for David Blatt, the rest of the fans of Cleveland. I mean, I would, if Tristan Thompson was on my team, I would rip my hair out almost.
Yeah.
Or if he got the rebound, I'd say, don't move, just pass it to LeBron. That's, I mean, I don't know what else to tell him now.
Yeah, I completely agree. This goes 5 games. Bulls sweep it the rest of the way. I think it's going to be Bulls Warriors. I think the Bulls can pull it off. And now we promise this is the last scandal for today. Well, actually, we can't promise that because we were talking about the NFL draft. We'll probably get to something there. But Deflategate. I can't even. So we had the Ted Wells report come out. I didn't even get a chance to read it, to be honest with you.
Deflategate? I didn't read. I mean, who wants to read the? I heard the report's like 250 pages.
I actually, honestly, when the whole Jonathan Martin thing happened with Richie Incognito, I read that whole thing, but I just could not bring myself to do it because it's over deflated footballs. You really expect me to read 250 pages about that? But the thing is, Tom Brady, the thing is, they had an interview with him, but then he didn't say anything. So I saw no point in that. But his father's doing interviews and talking about it, and then Tom Brady's saying, well, I can't really comment on this. And he's having his name and his character smudged all over the place. He's being accused of lying, which I don't think he actually did. But the problem is he's not denying it either. He's not standing by what he said. He's just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll talk about this later, which is completely pointless to me. I don't know what you think about this.
It's kind of annoying to me almost. I mean, I saw the text. I saw the text messages that they found. And it's kind of like obvious from if those texts are true that Brady was in on this. And I don't know how long, but he was definitely in on it. And it's going to hurt his reputation. I don't think too much because
he's Brady.
Maybe this is a thing that almost slides over. I don't want to be mean or offensive, but almost like the Ray Lewis incident in 2000. You know, it happens, but he won a Super Bowl, so it's okay. It's almost like that. It's, you know, it's going to hurt him, but I don't know if it's going to hurt him too much. Because honestly, he's still a great QB, and I'm sure those balls weren't deflated in the Super Bowl, and he did pretty well. They were through a pick, but he did pretty well.
Threw 2.
2 picks. And he threw like 3, or like in his like postseason career or something weird.
You know, the thing is, I think there were enough people who didn't like Tom Brady to begin with because of the whole.
Tom Brady's like the Duke. It's like the Krzyzewski. I wouldn't say Krzyzewski, but like he's like Duke. You know, you like him or you don't. So he just has a few more people that don't like him.
And honestly, the people who don't like him because of this didn't like him because of this from the start of it. They didn't need to read 250 pages to know that.
It's not an excuse, but it's another reason for people who are like, yeah, I hate the Patriots. You know,
I think
have a reason to hate
the
them.
thing is, though, for me, Tom Brady needs to say something. He needs to either say, look, yeah, I got caught, this is what I did. Or, no, I didn't do anything.
Just waiting to see if till there's real substantial proof to this.
What other proof do you need? The man wrote 250 pages about it.
Signed paper saying, yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. But
like, there's not much more evidence you can get at this point. And Tom Brady's just kind of sitting back.
The only real evidence they could find is if Tom Brady, they actually have Tom Brady, they find Tom Brady texting one of those guys.
And you know what? The thing is, his father's going around talking about it. Now, if you're talking and your dad's talking, your dad's just giving his opinion. Whereas, if your dad's talking and you're staying silent, you're having your daddy talk for you. And you're 40 years old at this point. Like, Tom Brady needs to say something. I don't care what it is, but he has to say something. You can't, and the interview he did, it was so hyped up, and like we're finally gonna get Tom Brady to speak about this.